Africa, a continent with thousands of cultures, millions of stories, and a history deeper than anywhere else on Earth. But have you ever wondered where the name Africa came from? Because the truth is, the continent we call Africa today was not called Africa for most of human history. In fact, the word Africa has many possible origins, and each one reveals a hidden part of ancient history that they never taught us in school. Today, we explore the real story behind the name of Africa. When before Africa, what was the continent called? For thousands of years, the people living on the continent used their own regional names. In ancient times, this land was known by many titles: Al-Kabulan, Ethiopia, Gadu, Kemet, Tamazga, the land of the blacks, the land of the sun. But one name stands out: Al-Kabulan. Many African scholars say this word means Mother of Mankind or Garden of Eden, showing how ancient Africans saw their land, not by borders but by identity. Theory 1, the Roman name Africa. The most popular explanation blames the Romans. Around 146 BC, the Romans defeated Carthage in North Africa. They called the region Africa Terra, meaning land of the Afri people. The Afri were an ancient Berber group living in modern Tunisia. So according to this theory, the name Africa originally belonged to just one small region. Over time, Europeans expanded that name to the entire continent. But this is only one theory. The story gets deeper. Theory 2, the Berber origin. Another theory says the name comes from the Amazigh Berber people, one of Africa's oldest civilizations. They used the word Ifri or Ifran, meaning cave dwellers or people of the caves. Many ancient Berbers lived in stone shelters and cave regions. So Ifri might have been a description that later became the Latin word Africa. This theory connects the name to Africa's indigenous people, not Europeans. Theory 3, the Greek origin. The ancient Greeks had a word, Af-Rui-Ka, meaning a land without cold, because Africa had a warm climate compared to Europe. This makes sense geographically, but is still debated. Theory 4, the Phoenician origin. The Phoenicians, great African-Asian traders who founded Carthage, used the word Af-Rui-Ka, meaning dusty or sunny. This connects Africa's name to ancient trade routes across the Sahara and North Africa, long before Europe became involved. Theory 5, the indigenous African word Al-Kabulan. One of the most powerful theories says the continent's oldest known name was Al-Kabulan, a word used by early African languages meaning Dame, Mother of Mankind. The first land, the land of origins. Anthropologists believe this name honored Africa as the birthplace of humanity. Because the oldest human fossils were found in East Africa, the term reflects the continent's ancient identity. But when Arab and European influence grew, the word faded, replaced by foreign names. How the name Africa spread to the whole continent. Originally, the name Africa referred only to one small Roman province in North Africa. But during exploration and colonization, European mapmakers expanded the label to cover the entire continent. By the 1500s, everyone started calling the whole region Africa. This was not chosen by Africans themselves. It was a name applied from outside. What did Africans call themselves before? African civilizations had their own ancient identities long before the name Africa. Kemet, Egypt, the Black Land; Nubia, Land of Gold; Tadri, Aksum, Kingdom of Kings; Yorubaland; Congo; Mali, Songhai, Ghana; Urgebinzalen; Great Zimbabwe; Papunen, Mapungubwe. Each region had names rooted in culture, geography, and language. Africa was never one name. It was a mosaic of great kingdoms. What does Africa mean today? Today, Africa represents more than a name. It symbolizes diversity, their history, culture, resilience, the origin of humanity, a name given from outside, yet today owned with pride by millions. Because Africa is not just a word. Africa is a story, a legacy, and the beginning of all human life. This is the true story of how Africa got its name. A story deeper than what we learned in school, and a reminder that history is always bigger than the books that tried to define it.